So, why don't journalists, especially on the national broadcaster, the ABC, call out this kind of scaremongering on global warming? And why do they instead savage any journalist, even any scientist who dares to doubt all these scares and point out some home truths? You see, last night again on the ABC's Media Watch, Media Watch actually is supposed to be about correcting errors of journalism. Instead, last night it attacked Professor Peter Ridd for daring to have the wrong opinion, allegedly. It attacked him for daring to point out exaggerations made by the global warming brotherhood right through our university, something that got him sacked from James Cook University. Sacked unlawfully, says the federal court.
Peter Ridd is the poster boy for people who don't accept that man-made global warming has put the reef in danger. So it was remarkable that he's been singled out by a group of top reef scientists in a blunt letter to Environment Minister Susan Lee, advising her quite simply not to believe his claims. So, is Ridd right that the reef is fine, as he and his champions in the media proclaim? Well, not according to that 11-strong expert panel, which includes top reef scientists like Terry Hughes and Irv Goldberg, and not according to the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park Authority, which last week produced its latest 5-yearly outlook for the reef and downgraded its prospects for the first time from poor to very poor.
And there was more. It was a pretty full-on assault. But I'm going to now do what Media Watch did not. I'm going to have Peter Ridd come on and defend himself. ABC might consider giving people a voice. Peter Ridd, thank you so much indeed for your time. What did you make of the ABC's attack on you last night?
Well, it was actually, I think, the 4th time that the Media Watch has had a go at journalists who have interviewed me. I think it basically means that you're not really allowed to talk to me unless there's some sort of trigger warning that I'm an evil person. that group of 11 independent scientists apparently, well, they actually claimed I was like the tobacco industry, spreading lies about the effect of tobacco on health. It was quite an extraordinary claim, actually.
Well, it was an extraordinary claim, and I looked very, very carefully at it. And I did not see Media Watch, which is supposedly a fact-checking outfit, identify a single fact that you got wrong. All it said was that here's a collective of scientists, including Terry Hughes and Irv Goldberg, that said you were wrong, and global warming is the main threat to the reef. That's it. Now, first of all, I've got to ask, it isn't news, is it, that Hughes and Goldberg don't agree with you, because you've been saying for years you don't agree with them.
well, precisely. I mean, it's not exactly news that I'm in disagreement if I say that I don't believe the reef is damaged. But it's interesting because I put out this 11 questionable claims, and in fact, the Australian Institute of Marine Science did not dispute quite a lot of them. For example, I'm saying sediment does not get out to the Great Barrier Reef from farms. They don't dispute it. Pesticides doesn't get out to the Great Barrier Reef from farms. They don't dispute it. So in fact, I'm actually in agreement with a lot of these scientists, actually.
Now, what does the evidence actually say about the reef? We heard that claim, you know, oops, it's gone to prognosis very poor.
Well, this is the recent report that's come out. And in fact, about the reef proper, you know, the Great Barrier Reef proper, they're saying that, well, in a few years it will be completely damaged and in very poor conditions. And they also say the inshore reef is already gone from poor to very poor in the last 5 or 6 years. But they don't mention that actually those inshore reefs are not the Great Barrier Reef. They're the little fringing reefs inshore, maybe 1% of the coral. And when you look at the report, they don't present any real data to suggest that it's gone from poor to very poor over the last few years. There's no reason why it would have done, in fact.
Now, Media Watch last night made this criticism that the Australian newspaper, which published your views recently, should have told readers that you'd been criticised by the Warming Collective. Now, I'm just asking, you know, does it cut both ways? Shouldn't the ABC, by the same measure, tell its audience when sceptical scientists challenge the scientists that they rely on, like Tim Flannery, who once told us that, you know, even the rain that falls will not fill our dams and our river systems? I don't see little health warnings with him.
No, exactly. And I don't expect that they should have to put all the time in every single article both sides of the story. If they want to report what Tim Flannery says, then go ahead and do it. If they want to report what I'm saying, go ahead and do it. But you don't have to all the time say, well, this guy's a really bad guy because other people disagree with him. That's a silly thing to happen in journalism.
Well, I think it's particularly silly when the whole tenor of your argument has been, here is the mainstream view, I don't agree with it. It's in the body of your work that there's a mainstream view that's at odds with you. I don't understand what more the ABC wants, except, no, I've got it, Peter, it's to drive you off the air, isn't it?
Well, I think it's partly that, but it's not going to happen. I can tell you, I'm here for a while yet, and we will get the sham about the Great Barrier Reef exposed sooner or later.
Peter Reid, as always, terrific to talk to you.
Thanks very much.
Live, The Bolt Report.